Greetings, disruptors. Welcome, old and new subscribers, and we welcome those watching from the future. Here at Wellness Wednesday, our goal is to bridge technology, mental wellness, and financial well being. I'm Zawadi, your host for the evening, and I do hope that everybody is well. Now, while you may not be a caregiver, perhaps someone you know is. So I'd like you to keep this question in mind. What if caregiving didn't always mean exhaustion, burnout, and anger? Our guest tonight will definitely answer that question in spades. So I'm going to read the bio for our lovely guest tonight. Shimoda Donna Emanuel is a Harlem based mixed media artist whose work spans the genres of bookmaking, beading, textile art, and doll making. Her beaded jewelry has been worn by Naomi Campbell, Queen Latifah, and Holly Berry on a number of Essence covers. Shimoda's work is held in many private collections, including The Founder of Carol's Daughter, and has appeared on The Cosby Show. Ms. Shimoda has received national recognition from the American Museum of Natural History, the American Craft Museum, and the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture. Her innovative techniques also led to a guest spot on Crafting Coast to Coast. Shimoda's caregiving journey with her mother, who battled Alzheimer's, gave birth to her poignant guide, Sacred Stitches: The Art of Caregiving, Stitching Yourself Together when Caring for Someone with Alzheimer's. To add to that, she's penned a series of books and journals. And as I bring Shimoda to the stage, I have one request. Please subscribe to our channel, hit the notification button, share your comments, and also we love constructive comments, by the way. So we're going to bring on Shimoda. Greetings, Shimoda.
Greetings. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
You were so welcome. And I'm going to leave the stage and let you do your thing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone who is here. I'm here to talk about caregiving and self care. Because being a caregiver, I had to learn about having self care for myself. So I hope to transfer that information to you and that it will help you. You don't have to be taking care of anybody to um, deal with self care. So, a quote that I want to tell you is caregiving can be an act of love, but it can also quietly drain you if you don't refill yourself. So, hopefully, by the end of this talk, that you'll have some ideas, some different tips that will help you refill yourself and to reclaim your joy. Zawadi, can I see the slides? Thank you. Okay, I'm Shimoda of Shimoda Accessories, Art for the Soul. And I'm here to show you this is my mother and her siblings. There were 10 of them. They're arranged by age order, so she was the second youngest. And she passed away about 3 years ago, age in 96. And it was, I think, I cared for her for about 5 years, my husband and I. And on the other side is my parents, who was getting married that day. And I just want to do a quick talk about my parents. They were phenomenal. I'm just so grateful that they were my parents and that they were artists also. Even though they had their city jobs, my mother made hats, she sewed, she crocheted, she knitted, and my dad, he was a photographer. He fixed cars. He made furniture. He painted, did calligraphy. He did all kind of art. So I'm very thankful and grateful that they were my parents. So I'm here to show you a sampling of my jewelry. And this is also, I'm here to talk about what brings you joy. So being an artist brings me joy. So I want you to think about what is it that brings you joy. So I have the jewelry here. And like Sawadi said, I also do fiber art and dolls. And I was into bookmaking also. Don't have one here though. And that is what I do almost every day. And when mom was with me, I had her playing and doing art. My mother taught me embroidery, and I love hand sewing. So I don't use a sewing machine. I just love creating by hand. And it just slows me down, puts me into a meditative mode. So when she was living with us, I gave her back the same thing. And that's where I found out she loves buttons. So you see her sewing buttons. And usually she was hanging out in the kitchen. So I had a little toy box for her with the buttons, with crayons. She also has their page of from a coloring book, and we colored together. So even though, I'm caregiving, and caregiving can be stressful, I made it fun for her, which makes it fun for me. And if you're caring for somebody, that is something that you can, figure out how you can do it yourself with the person you're taking care of. She did a lot of funny things. So I always had my phone with me so I could take pictures. So here, the photo on the left, she would put her Cheez-Its in the Domino's box. Here we went to galleries. We went to museums. I took her to the movies. We would go to the park. I live in Harlem, so we would go to Harlem and sit down and watch the people walk and just play. And it was, I was just so thrilled that I was able to do these fun things with mom, but I had to figure it out. And here she's sitting with my husband on the stoop. I did believe that was during COVID. So we would just sit outside and watch the people. And during that time, this is when I wrote the book, The Sacred Stitches, The Art of Caregiving. Now, I do say it's tips for people who's dealing with taking care of somebody with Alzheimer's, but that's not necessarily the case if you are a caregiver of a stroke victim, of any illness. These tips in the book can help you and help you with the person you're taking care of and help you personally. Even though I had written this book, there are many times I had to read through it myself because I would forget. I would be so stressed out. What am I supposed to do next? The doctor's appointment, the accessory, getting the car ready. There was times that I had to take her to the doctor, and I live upstairs, so you have to walk down 2 flights of steps. And my mother would sometimes have a grip hold on the staircase, like she's not going down. She was very strong. She's not going downstairs. So that would take a lot of time to coax her, to get her to go downstairs. So I realized I had to um, get her downstairs earlier than what I really needed to get her downstairs. So it's just different things that I had to figure out with her. So one of the chapters is let go, relax, breathe. Schedule you time. With my mother, she would sleep late, and I thought that was a bad thing. She would stay asleep to 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and I would try in the morning, get her up, get her up. It's like I'm the parent and she's the child. That was a whole nother thing, learning how to be a parent, how to switch roles. So it's like I'm getting her up, like to go to school, and I'm having a hard time getting her up. And so what I realized is that was a great thing for me because it gave me time to do my art in the morning. So thank God I worked at home. I still work at home. And that was my creative time. So I would get up at like about 6 o'clock in the morning, do my meditation. So here, schedule you time. This is like what I do. Take deep breaths. I would sit in the bed, take deep breaths. I would meditate. I would read something spiritual that would put me in sync for the day. I always have my journal right there, and I would journal. I would write whatever I needed to write at that particular moment. So these are things that can help you to set your day first before caring for somebody else. Even if you're not caring for somebody else, this is something that will uh, help you with your day. I sometimes think of what's my word for today. And like today, my word for today was having fun, which I did have fun today and I'm having fun now. So, yeah, so let go, relax, and breathe. And one of the things, if you are caregiving, you need a team. My husband was part of my team, my girlfriend's part of my team, and you need a shoulder to cry on, because there will be times where you want to scream, you want to, you just need to cry. And it's not like you need answers at that particular point. Sometimes you just need to let it out and cry and cry and cry or scream. Um, just say whatever you need to say. The other person doesn't need to have any answers for you. Just say it out, say it out. And who can go with you on outings? Like me and my mom. Sometimes my friend Laura, we would uh, go out to different events and hear some music. So who can go out with you? Is there somebody you can rely on? Can somebody come and visit you while you're taking care of that person? Just talk to you. Talk like I had friends. They came. They talked to my mother. We would do things together. I would be cooking and she would be, gabbing away, talking about whatever she was talking about. Assistance with the doctor's appointment. Sometimes, it was hard, like I said before, getting her to the doctor. But once, I got her downstairs and then she'd be chatting away at the doctor, especially it was a male. She was a big flirt. So she just, would be chatting, chatting, chatting. So it's important, very important to have someone, minimum of 3 people that you can rely on and that they know they're there for you to help you out when you need help. And in my journal, I do have a space where you would write your names because, like I said, you're under so much stress. Like here on the left side, it says support team. So there's a space where to write your support team for who can go out with you, who can you talk to, um, and what else? The other category, who can go to the doctor with you. So just write it out. Just write it down because sometimes just seeing it physically, you can't. You're so stressed, it might be stuck in your brain and you can't even think about it. But if you flip through the book and like, oh yeah, that's right, I can talk to such and such. Let me do that. So in the book, there are worksheets that you can write everything down to jar your memory. There have been times that I took it with me to the hospital because my mother would go to the hospital like a lot because she would faint. We could never figure out what that was about. And so she would faint sometimes. So sometimes I'll take the book with me while we're in the emergency room. I'm flipping through it. I'm reading it. Like, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to do that. Yeah. And like I said before, I don't know if I really said much on it, but taking care of my mom, the reason why I was taking care of my mom is because my sister was taking care of her and they lived in Queens. And then my sister had gotten breast cancer. And so I said, okay, I'll take mom. But it got really stressful because now I'm taking my sister to her doctor's appointments. And my mother sometimes had doctor's appointments. And then I had to figure out who am I going to have look after my mom while I take my sister to her doctor appointments. It was a lot. I was under a lot of stress. And at one point, I did have to hire somebody just to stay with my mom for a few hours. And that was very, very helpful. It was just like maybe 2 or 3 days a week. And sometimes during that time, I would just, while she was feeding my mom or cleaning my mom, I would just go upstairs and take a nap because I was just so spent. So definitely, if you need help, get help, please. Talk to other people that's going through it. I went through the Alzheimer's Association to see they had a lot of classes. They had support groups. Please, please, please um, go to a support group. Now, another chapter, home sweet home. So when your home brings you joy, even if you're not taking care of anybody, just think about it. Where do you, where does it keep? Where in your home is joyful to you? What space in your home brings you the most joy? Is there one small area you can keep tidy? A spot that soothes your mind every time you see it? Do you have a favorite bowl, plate, or cup that makes meals or drinks feel extra special? And I'm going to show you mine. So, I used to have a dish set that was so bland, it was just like bland. So, once I realized I want to eat out of something that artsy. I'm an artist, so of course I want something artsy. I got rid of those plates and cups, and I started collecting my friends' artwork. Like this plate here is by a woman, Atia, who was in Atlanta, and I love eating out of that plate. This bowl I got in Chinatown. I love actually eating out of bowls. I eat out of bowls a lot, and also lately, well, at least a year, I've been using actually chopsticks a lot. And so my friend who went to Thailand, I asked her to bring me uh, chopsticks. So I have chopsticks from Thailand that I love. And yeah, so it's just very important. Look in your closet, your dish closet. Are there plates or bowls or cups that you love? And are there plates, bowls, and cups that you don't love? Maybe it's time to get rid of it and start looking for things that bring you joy. This brings me joy. And that's what you have to think about all the time for you. What brings me joy? Another thing is I have a very colorful home. I did repaint the walls, so it's not green anymore. But color is very, very important. So when I brought pajamas for mom, they're very colorful. That apron she's wearing, an artist friend of mine made the apron for her, and she loves pockets. So she made it pockets because she loves putting things in her pockets. And also her sheets, the bed sheets, and her blankets, like you see on the right hand side. Uh, that is a blanket from India. It's hand stitched, made with old Indian saris. And I just love using color any and everywhere throughout the home. So that's very, very important. Now, the area that bring me joy. So a friend of mine, Kamor, she studies feng shui, in which you put order and energy in the home. And we did a meditation, and we had to like close our eyes, and she asked the question something like, what area of your home, I'm gonna say, bring me joy? And where is it that, what area that you like? And I was like scanning my brain, like what area? And there was no area. Every area was a mess. And I was just started crying because I didn't realize how messy it was. I knew it was a mess, but that just really woke me up. So I really said, I got to do something about that. And so the other side, the sanctuary. So the scary side, that's one area of the living room, right? I said, okay, I can't do the whole living room right then and there, but I could do a section. So the sanctuary, that's one section of the living room. And if I can just keep that straight. Once I come down the stairs, I see the living room and it's like I can breathe. Is there an area in your home that you see it and you could just breathe and just be joyful and triumphant? It could even just be a little space, a little, maybe your dresser, on top of your dresser. You can take, it only can take 15 minutes. Sometimes I put the timer for 15 minutes and I say, I'm just going to work on this one small area. And when I do, I feel so, so great, even though it's a small area. So just look around and see what area, will help you get back to your joy. This is in what I call my playroom, and it's my work area. So on the left side, that is a mess like that most of the time, but I decided I'm going to clean it up. And this, it takes a lot of 15 minutes. It takes hours and hours to straighten that up. So, but you see in the middle, I've gotten it straightened up. I'm making my jewelry there, and also I'm doing my sewing. So some areas, it's just going to take hours, but just take it slow. Take it slow, like 15 minutes a day. My paper desk that where I'm sitting at right now, it's horrendous. But I set my timer for 15 minutes, and then when it goes off, I'm off to the next thing. And then by the end of the week, I'm seeing a huge, huge difference. It's just staying with it. That's what um, that's what I have to do. Now, Canva. So art. So I'm an artist. I make the jewelry. I do the fiber art. And when I'm doing shows, I feel like I always have to make something, I always have to stitch or bead to make money. And I really had to look at that and figure out what can I do to make better use of my time. What items can I sell that I don't have to continually make? So Canva gave me that opportunity, and maybe for you too. Canva is a website where you can design your ebooks, your books. This presentation here, I designed on Canva. You can create downloads, postcards, business cards, calendars, which every year I've been creating a calendar. So I design it on Canva, and then I move the photos to Vistaprint.com. And Vistaprint.com is where you can get things printed, like calendars, note cards, magnets. Um, the book the caregiving book, I created that on Canva, and then I transferred it over to Amazon because you can buy it on Amazon or on my website, and then create it that way. So it's just so many ways that you can repurpose. I was repurposing art. And once I realized that, that was phenomenal because I don't always have to be making things. And also, it I can make it more inexpensive, like note cards. I can sell my note cards for $5, $6, magnets for $5. Sometimes people want to buy your art. I mean, I do have art that's a couple of thousand, a couple of $100, but some people don't have that. So it's really great that people can say, you know what, I like this note card. Let me get this note card. Or I want to gift a note card to somebody. They make great gifts. So definitely look into Canva. They do have a paid and a free version. If this is all new for you, just stick with the free version and play around with it. If you don't know, what to do, there's plenty of videos on YouTube showing you what to do, how to do this and that, create, different products on um, Canva. So definitely YouTube University, make use of that. And then once you see that, oh, I'm going to be using this all the time, like I said, I definitely got the paid version because it just makes a huge difference. Oh, this is showing you just some of the things I created on Canva. I have Sacred Stitches, Fiber Art Dolls for the Soul. That was my first book. And so I created the pages on Canva and then transferred it to Amazon. The Holiday Boutique, that is a postcard. And they have lots of templates. So that artwork, I didn't create that artwork. That was a template that Canva has. And Canva has hundreds of templates. You can use it for your social media. It's just, fabulous. You can make videos on there. I just can't say enough. And this calendar that I do every year, I create the calendar pages on Canva. And then this journal, I came out with this journal last year. I've been a journaler forever, since grade school. I still have my grade school journal. And so I decided I'm an artist. I want some color now. So let me create a color journal, Sacred Stitches journal. And it shows you, you can write in the splotches and around the artwork. And then where you see the circle, I have some pages in there that you can write what you're grateful for and what you desire. So that page is a grateful page. So in those circles, I was just writing different things that I'm grateful for, like sunny days, that I made a really good soup, that my husband took care of my mother, took her out. So just things like that. And then also, I want to say about writing is that sometimes when I am so angry from, well, in the past, no, I still get angry. I was thinking about dealing with my mother. I would be so angry that I would just start writing because I had to get it out. Maybe I couldn't speak to anybody. So I would just write what's going on, just write, 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 write. And then I realized that I felt so much better when I got it out. So I'm just so grateful about journaling. I don't know, that might not be something that works for you, but maybe test it out and see how you feel. Helped me a lot. And this is showing some pages of the inside of the caregiving book. And you see a journal page in the middle and then the chapter page. So I give you a lot of journal pages and templates that you can fill out. Now, this is because I love art. Art for the soul. Art is great for my soul. So because I did my art and I left my job, I was working for the Department of Corrections, not as a correction officer, working in the office, but I was so unhappy. But right after leaving that job, my first Essence cover was with Naomi Campbell that you see on the left. And that was like confirmation that I'm doing what I love to do. I love creating art. It just brings me so much joy. And I just want to know, what is it that brings you joy? Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your passions. Don't lose yourself in other people because it's so easy when you're taking care of somebody. It's so easy to just focus, focus, focus on them. And at one point, when my mother had to go into a nursing home, at the end, a family member in St. Croix had passed away, and my husband said, "Come on, let's go to the funeral." And I'm so used to saying all them years, because my husband would go away. All them years, I kept saying, "I can't go. I can't go. I got to take care of mom." And I said that, and he says, "No, mom is in the nursing home. You don't have to do that. You can go." It was like, oh my God. It's like I lost myself. Like that at that moment, it's like, oh, right. I'm free. I can go out. I can go travel. It's like, this is cool. Even though I didn't want my mom going to nursing home, it's like, okay, I can take care of myself. And those small moments of self-care is so, so important. Like now, when I get up in the morning and after I do my morning ritual, I go put YouTube on my TV and I do a 15-minute walk on the television. So I'm walking, 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 walking. So yeah, yeah. I, and that just makes me so happy doing that physical activity. So that's another tip. And you can, I did create a free download for you that tells you different ways to uh, have a joy filled life. So please download it. It's free. It has a whole bunch of tips, things that you do inside, things you can do outside. Also, I included the pages where you see the circles. Those are the pages where you write what you're grateful for and write what you desire. So that's included also, so you can get a sense of how that works. That's in the journal. And also, the book, Sacred Stitches, Art of Caregiving. If you are going through a caregiving journey or you know somebody who is, please, so many people brought this book for their family members or the people that they know who are caregivers. And then one last thing is Sacred Stitches, a ritual for returning to peace. And that is an ebook. That's download. And that I created on Canva also. And that has a lot of worksheets on. I also included the what did I include? I include tips. I include the oh that I include in the other sheet. Now I'm like I'm losing it here. But anyway, there are, when you go on the website, it shows you sample pages on what you get in the book. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, 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 live a joyful life. If you find that you're not, go back and say, okay, where is it that I can create some happiness and joy? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shimoda. Woo. Okay. And thank you to everybody for coming and everybody who put comments in the chat. I do have a question.
Yes.
This book, well, first of all, any of your books, but this book is so colorful, so artistic. Is this only for artists, or can the people who say, I can't draw, I can't paint, I'm not an artist, can they use it too?
They can use it too. They could use it too. And I do say that in the book. You don't have to be an artist. You can make mistakes. You can cross out. Just be. You don't have to be perfect. It's not about being perfect. And I say that also in the journal. It's not about being perfect. Just say whatever you say. Oh, because people do tell me, oh, I don't want to write in it. I want the book, but I don't want to write in it because it's too pretty. It's like, no, write in it, cross out, just make mistakes, do whatever in the book.
Thank you. That was when I got my book, I didn't want to write in it because it was just so fabulous, but I did. I got over myself.
I'm glad.
So I'm gonna read a few comments. Beautiful Shimoda, I gave the book to my sister in Atlanta when she was caring for their mom. It was a gift to her. Of course, everybody is loving your jewelry, and there are people in the chat who they have your jewelry, they have your cards. Um,
Thank you.
Journaling allows you to express your true feelings.
Yes,
Let's see.
very
How,
important.
how awesome that you said yes to your dreams and got on Essence cover right away from the bat. And with Naomi Campbell. Yay.
Yay. That was so awesome.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna look away, ladies and gentlemen. Love the black and white photos. Of course, yeah, the necklace is slamming. Um,
Thank you.
what a beautiful full circle moment, returning the gift of making art to your mom, and you got to do it together.
Yeah, that was wonderful. And we was in an exhibition together. So we took a class
Hmm.
with a phenomenal, fabulous artist, Dinga McCannon. And she was showing us how to So do hand sewing, and my mother and I worked on this book which folds out with black and white photos of my dad. It was a tribute to my dad. And so we worked on it. I would work on it, then I give it to her. She would work on it. We go back and forth. And also and then we had an exhibition, and it was in this beautiful. It was in actually near Riverside Church, and it was a beautiful exhibition. And her work was behind glass. Well, all the work was behind glass, and she just lit up when she saw it. It was like, I'm an artist. It was just amazing to see her. And that she started pulling people over to show them her work. And she was pointing to different things. And I was just amazed. Like, look at this lady. She's just like in charge here. So that was phenomenal. So we had a couple of exhibitions together.
That's great. One of the commenters said, "My support team pulled me through my darkest moments. Such a blessing."
Yes. Yeah. So important. So important.
I
Thank
like that 15-minute decluttering strategy. It's doable, not overwhelming, and you see the results over time.
you. Do. You see it all the time. Even if you say, oh, 15 minutes, that's too long. 5 minutes. Set the timer for 5 minutes. Every minute counts. But you find when you start, then you want to go longer and longer and longer.
And then what happens? Should you
And
just
then it gets straightened up.
stop?
And you're happy and joyful.
um, One of the comments here is how beautiful, or I'm paraphrasing now, just sitting down and watching the people. And would you tell the story of the time you almost stayed out all night with mom?
Yeah. So I loved going out. And so mom, of course, I'd take her anywhere. And before we would walk a lot and get on the bus. But Laura, my friend Laura, told me, he says, you might want to get a little wheelchair. And so it's like, oh, okay. So even though she could walk, I did have a wheelchair for her. And so we went to this restaurant that's no longer existing in Harlem. And there was a bunch of artists that I knew that was there. They was performing. And so this guy came over and he started talking to me and mom and just chatting away, right? And then he says, oh, I gotta go on stage. And we were right by the stage. So he starts singing. And then he said, he puts my mother's name in the song. He says, and Isola, da 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 da. And she looked at me like, how he know my name? Even though she just spoke to him. And I just laughed. And then, we caught the cab home. And my husband was like, it is after midnight. You got your mother after midnight. Where were y'all? He was just so worried. But we was just like having a time of our lives. My mother loved music. So I always play music. She loved being in the kitchen because she loved to eat. She loved being in the kitchen, and I would always play good music. And during COVID, what was that DJ that played music during COVID?
Um, I
DJ.
can't remember. And Annette, if you can remember, please throw it in the chat.
I would put him on, and he played such good music, and I would get her up, and we'd be dancing, dancing, dancing. It was just
I
so
want to
much
say
fun.
PJ Ince, but I don't think that was it. I remember he wore a hat. He
Yes,
always came on with a hat.
yeah,
And I also remember like that time was so crucial. I think the Obamas put stuff in the chat. Like everybody was chatting while listening to music, while
yeah.
dancing, just having a great time.
It was great. It was great. So she loved music. We love music.
So I know in the past you were doing craft shows. I'm going to say we were rolling all around the U.S. selling
So
fabulous.
Wadi was selling her artwork, and we sell together. And we went to New Orleans. We went to California. Whew.
We even made it to the Virgin Islands.
Yes, I forgot about that. Whew. Wow.
So at that
DJ
time.
Nice, DJ D
Yeah,
Nice, D
thank
Nice.
you, thank you. Okay, I knew that she wasn't gonna let us down. So during that, we had all the fun. We were tired, all of it, but we sold, and of course, we're making money. And when I think about that whole period of time, and then you had to pull back. You slowed down, and you had to deal with mom and also your sister.
Right,
But you were able to make it so that you could maintain income. And then you began to do things close to home. You took mom, of course. And that's just a fabulous testament to the fact that you don't have to end your life
right.
because you are a caretaker.
That is so, so true. Make it work. That it's just you, the caregiver. You're the artist. You're the whoever you are. It's you too, not just I'm the caregiver. And it was like I said, it was a blessing that my mother slept late because sometimes I let her sleep till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Okay, let me do my art. Let me do this. Let me do that. And then I'm not angry, and I'm not feeling like, oh, I'm not doing anything with my life because I was able to accomplish a lot, and I was able to write a book during that time when she was asleep. That's when I did the book.
What a blessing.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm going to say thank you for coming on. We will
Thank
make sure this episode gets around.
you.
An audience, now that you've subscribed, you can just go to our YouTube channel and watch any of our former episodes. We have, we're chock full. We're chock full. Our episodes, well, Wellness Wednesday takes place from um, January to May. We're in season 5 right now, so we hope that you will hang in with us. For those of you who are not a part of our tribe, please subscribe, and you won't miss any future episodes. And definitely hit the notification bell. Please share this conversation with your friends, your family, your colleague, because healing is collective, and so is prosperity. And with that, we say good night, and we will see you
You.
in the future.
Thank you so much. So thrilled to be here.
You are so welcome. Bye.
Bye, everybody.